Coming up on Mountain News this morning, we go to Whitley County where one family is thankful they're alive after a tree fell through their home with them inside. And in Pike County, a firefighter is fighting for his life after being hit by a car while trying to clean up damage left behind by those storms. And we show you how officials in Jackson County are trying to protect people connected to a nursing home that has become a COVID-19 hotspot for the area.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. The time is now 6:32 and I'm Lacey Roberts. Thank you for joining us on Mountain News this morning, and thank you for following along with us on this weather roller coaster that we've been through. And it's only Tuesday. Let's bring in Brandon. And now you're mentioning snow maybe possible?
I went off this ride. Please, I want my money back, and I went off this ride.
Same.
But yes, we are using the four-letter S word this morning, and we're actually seeing possibilities for it on live Pinpoint Doppler radar. But again, you notice how quick that whole big line of moisture is broken up. That's why I didn't think it was reaching the ground in a lot of areas. If it is, it's probably a flake or a flurry or a sprinkle there in most areas because temperatures don't support it. The upper 30s in most areas. The only spots that it could get to and actually be snow would be Williamsburg, Harlan, and Middlesboro there in the low to mid 30s, maybe Wise too. So again, temperature's not supporting that right yet. It could be later tonight though. 40s across most of the state and region, and you'll see a couple of 30s there, Cincinnati, Lexington, Huntington, and Hazard this morning. Headlines, well, it's going to be a back and forth forecast. Once again, no storms though, thankfully, so that should give our power crews time to work out there and all the folks who are cleaning up from the storms the last couple of days. Rain and snow though today and tonight, and then after that sunshine returns, but it will be a cooler week until we get closer to the weekend. We'll have the rest of the forecast coming up here in a little bit. Lacey?
Thank you, Brandon. People living in Letcher County, like many others in the mountains, spent their Monday cleaning up from overnight storms. A family in the Halley community had 2 roofs blown off their homes, trees down on vehicles, and power lines snapped in the middle of the road. Donald Miller and his family said that about 10:30 Sunday night, winds came down off the mountain and picked up his roof that was brand new. Miller says in his 78 years of living here in the mountains, he has not seen a storm this bad. The Millers estimate the storm caused them over $5,000 of damage. And Sunday night storms caused damage to a home in Corbin. A tree fell onto a home, crashing onto the roof and causing extensive damage. The family was inside the home when the tree fell. WYMT's Dakota Makers talked with the homeowner yesterday about the incident.
A peaceful Easter Sunday night changed in an instant.
I was in my room. I had just gotten out of the shower. I was getting ready for bed, and then all of a sudden I heard boom.
When without warning, Elisa Yankin's roof caved in.
Coming here, seeing a tree through my living room.
The ceiling dropped on top of her mother and children who were resting on the couch.
My first thought was, oh my God, are my kids okay? That was my main concern. Then I was like, all right, Mom. Got her out. Everything was fine. I was just blessed that everyone's okay.
And thankful her loved ones are okay.
Things that can be replaced, yeah, they're damaged, but things that couldn't be replaced, like my kids and my mom, and they're okay. So that's what was my main concern. But the house, it's fixable. Everything will be replaced.
This damaged roof is just a hint of what can be taken for granted.
We've made memories here for 6 years. So it is upsetting, but it will be fixed. But like I said, the priceless things are okay.
And so this damaged roof,
we do have a nice skylight now. That is a plus.
Won't stop the family from continuing to make those 6 years of memories into a lifetime. In Corbin, Dakota Makers, WYMT Mountain News.
The family has since filed an insurance claim and will stay in a hotel for now. Many people in Knox County are still assessing storm damage from Sunday night. Many home and business owners spent their Monday finding water and roof damage. Lily and June in downtown Barberville even had their roof nearly blown off. For now, the courthouse square is closed due to the debris from those storms.
We have lots of trees that are still compromised, I'm sure, and the wind, as you can see, is blowing. You know, they just need to stay in as much as they can, so stay as safe as possible.
The roof at Lily and June was taken off the rest of the way yesterday afternoon to keep any more of it from falling. Now, this is just a glimpse of the strength of those winds from Sunday. Dean Walsh captured this photo. The winds put a tree limb right through the door of their archery team's storage building. And in Pike County, the East Kentucky Marina took a heavy hit from the storms. Owner Teresa Thomas says it rolled in about 10:30 Sunday night. The dock is now in pieces all around the marina, and some boats are damaged.
Just seeing it for the first time, it was rough, but luckily, I mean, we had one boat that got loose on us. We had a couple more boats that they do have some damage to them, like broken glass, roof tore off one of them. But I mean, luckily the marina took the blunt of the blow, I guess you could say.
Now, there's not a total for the amount of damage done at this time, and now they await the water to drop before they can even start to clean up. A few different businesses were hit in Pikeville, Dairy Cheer, and Save a Lot both saw some exterior damage, but Dairy Cheer is still operating business as usual. Many others were left without power. And Sunday night storm damaged a lot of structures and blocked roadways, sending area first responders to work throughout the night. One of those first responders in Pike County ended up in critical care. WYMT's Buddy Forbes talked to the Marlboro fire chief about that incident.
When storms rolled through Pike County Sunday night, first responders had their work cut out for them.
It was a crazy situation, and there were several different calls. The 911 center said it was the most calls that they had up on their screen.
But the Marbone Fire Department could never have prepared for how the night ended.
This accident happened, and it was an unfortunate accident.
Volunteer firefighter Jimmy Belcher was trying to move a tree from the roadway when he was hit by an oncoming vehicle.
Whenever we received a call, probably more than 90% of the time, he was the first one to respond.
Officials say Belcher was hit by another local firefighter, both working to respond in the chaos.
He is in an induced coma at this time on account of the head trauma that he received.
Along with that head trauma, several of Belcher's bones were broken. Fire Department President Robert Adkins says the incident is like a whole new storm for the community, but they are praying for the best.
That is what this young kid needs. And the other guy's a young kid too. And I'm sure he is traumatized.
And asking the community to do the same.
And we just asked everybody to pray for them, pray for both of them, pray for their families, and pray for our departments.
As they wait out this storm, in Pike County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Adkins says the incident happened in the Farrells Creek community and as Belcher was making his way to a call in the Poor Bottom. And Governor Andy Beshear announced a new COVID-19 related death in Pike County this past weekend. Before, we had only seen COVID-19 related deaths out of Pulaski County in our Kentucky coverage area. The Pike County patient was a 62-year-old man being treated at the Pikeville Medical Center. Dr. Fadi Alcross, who is the infectious disease specialist at the Pikeville Medical Center, reiterates the importance of self-isolation and social distancing to prevent the spread to the most vulnerable.
This is one of the time when our behavior is impacting everybody else. We need to be nice to each other. We need to be kind to each other. We need to know this is a serious illness. And if we don't practice these kind of mitigation procedures, we're going to let people suffer from them.
Again, that was a 62-year-old man that died from complications relating to that COVID-19, and that is all health officials can release about it because of medical privacy laws. Laurel County health officials announced their first COVID-19 related death last night. Right now, we do not know who that person is or how old they were. However, health officials did say that the patient went to St. Joseph, London, and before their test could even come back, the person died. Underlying health issues may have been a factor. And after last night's news conference, we learned of another death. One patient from Jackson Manor in Annville died after being diagnosed with COVID-19 last week. That person is just one of dozens of staff and residents at the Jackson County facility that are infected with coronavirus. Signature Healthcare, which operates the facility, says those residents are now housed in a quarantine-only unit.
Kind of a tale of two skies right now outside the WYMT studios in Hazard. You can see just a little bit of coloring there with some sunshine trying to peek through. But the biggest thing you'll notice this morning is the lights. They're back on this morning across the Hazard area right here in our part of the Hazard area anyway. So we're going to continue to see power coming back online for the next couple of days across the region. Temperatures right around freezing now. Williamsburg and Harlan, Middlesboro at 35, Wines at 34. Everybody else in the upper 30s to low 40s, mid to upper 30s to low 40s this morning. Between a normal day and a little extra on the coffee meter this morning. We're getting close, though, to that max warming needed in some areas. Your out-the-door forecast, take the jacket. We won't get past 50 today. If we're lucky, we might get to 50. And then after that, we could see some chances for rain and snow later tonight. Lacey.
Thank you, Brandon. And thank you for joining us on Mountain News this morning. Coming up, as we continue to fight the COVID-19 pandemic, more drive-through testing centers are coming to Kentucky. We'll show you how they work.